Facebook. All right, everybody. This is about a blood test that will help you on the journey of life like it did me. And it saved my life. So I figured, let me come on here at a different time. I'm trying to get as many people as possible this information for free. And I'm trying to tell them about this blood test that I took that literally, it's kind of like shut up and take my money. It's like if somebody told you, hey, I got this thing where it'll extend your life. How you doing? It'll extend your life past where your father died. For example, my dad died at 63. I'm 53. You know, you could live to 120 years old, right? It's like shut up and take my money. So I'm going to give it to you for free. I'm going to give you this information. If you don't know me, my name's Scott Lubick. I am a contractor or ex-contractor for the U.S. government in security. So I worked for a company called Blackwater for a few years. I can't tell you how many, but it was more than a couple. And that company simply, I simply made money. Yeah, blood tests, right? So anyway, I'm just telling people who don't follow me to go ahead and follow me. It's my real name is Scott Lubick. So you can follow me on YouTube actually, or Instagram at this number, at this right here. Boom. All right. So follow me over to Instagram, but check this out. Follow me over to YouTube, please, because that's where all the longer good content is on this, right? So check this out. So my buddy talks me into becoming a vegan, which was like the worst idea ever, right? The backstory is I couldn't walk. I got shot in both legs and in the front and through the side. Actually through the side. And it flared up on me in 2018, right? So this happened to me when I was younger. It flares up on me. And when it flared up on me, I simply couldn't walk for about 9 months, right? You take TRT? No, I'm going to explain that. Hold on for a second. I'll explain all that. So my buddy's like, all right, you have full body inflammation, so you need to be a vegan, which was the absolute positively worst idea on planet Earth, because I'm a Viking and Vikings eat what they kill. They eat nothing but meat. All right? So it was horrible. So it did literally irreversible damage to my body. And I thank God I got this blood test, and this is the one I'm going to tell you about. Ready? Because if you have been eating the foods that you're not designed to eat for your life, you're literally not going to live to be 120 and die in old age. You're going to literally pass away, probably have your first heart attack at 55. If you're a woman, you're going to start looking like your mom at 40. You're probably going to get talked into a hysterectomy. If you don't, doesn't matter anyway, because your body's not making any kind of hormones, so you're just going to get old quick, and you're going to get heavy. If you're a guy, low testosterone, and like you can even fact check this. The military now docks your pay if your testosterone level is low. If your testosterone level is where mine is, 1,500 or above, you literally get bonused. Why? Because if your testosterone level is 300-400 as a guy, or your estrogen level is low as a woman, or it's off or too high, or you have no testosterone as a woman, you literally are a health risk. Heart attacks, strokes, for women, osteoarthritis, or what is it called? When you have the thinning of the bones. Anybody? I'm from New Jersey. Sorry, I can't say that word. Osteoporosis, right? So, anyway, just a whole range and host of things that you do not want to deal with, bro. Just on and on and on. You can fix with this diet. So, excuse me, with this one blood test. So here it is. So, Buddy talks me into being a vegan. I go on the vegan diet. I balloon up to 350 pounds because I'm eating a bunch of things that I'm not supposed to eat. I have, yeah, that's how you spell it too. I can't say it, so I definitely can't spell it. So I blow up like a balloon and go in and get a full blood scan. And at the time I wanted to use my insurance, like, because I pay into this insurance, and I'm like, yeah, I was 350. Right now I'm 53. I am 240 with an 8-pack of abs, 20-inch arms, 54-inch chest, 29-inch waist, 32-inch thighs. I'll tell you how I got that way. It's because of this blood test. So anyway, I go to the doctor, and the doctor's like, dude, your blood work is so messed up. Your creatinine level's off, your kidneys ain't working, just everything, right? I'm like, great. I'm in full body pain. I'm ready to have a stroke out. I'm dizzy, whatever. So I go home. So anyway, that doctor, just so you know, doctors all have a $50,000 a month nut. Yes, I eat meat. No, you cannot go without meat. Some people can, some people can't. I'll explain that. It's a good question. Listen, doctors have a $50,000 a month nut. They monthly bills, right? They got the $20,000 a month mortgage. They got the G-Wagon. They got a boyfriend. They got a girlfriend on the side. They got kids. They got ex-kids, ex-wives, ex-husbands, right? So doctors have $50,000 in bills a month, $30,000 in credit, just everything. So when you walk into a doctor's office and you have joint pain, they tell you need a shoulder replacement instead of this information I'm going to tell you right now for free. So I get this blood work back, and this blood test, first blood test was a full blood scan just to make sure that I didn't have any serious illness, right? I knew I was type 2 diabetic because I had gained so much weight so fast. I knew that I couldn't get the weight off no matter what I did. I just could not take the weight off. I'm doing good, man. How are you? I couldn't take the weight off no matter what I did. Couldn't take it off. It wasn't possible. It was frustrating. It was really, really frustrating for me to live, to exist, right? So, long story short, here's what I did. I went to a hormone specialist, and the hormone specialist looked at a different blood test. They took a different blood test than the regular doctor, right? And here's what I'm saying. If you know you can't lose the weight, and you have no energy, and you're not like you were 20 again, you know, when you were 20 years old, you could eat and drink whatever you want, and you not gain any weight, right? No weight at all, because your hormones were in check. So I got blood work done. He told me my testosterone level was 300, and he says, don't worry about it. 300 is the national average. That's what men have. I know just from working out that my testosterone level is supposed to be 1,000. So I said to him, isn't my testosterone level supposed to be 1,000? And he says, oh no, listen, if you go to LabQuest, their test reads 300 is 1,000. Straight lied to my face. I know that's not true. And he says, if you go to any of these different labs, when you get these blood tests, they all read different. Straight lied to my face. His next words were, we got to put you on blood pressure medication. We got to get you on an antidepressant because, dude, I had lost my wife. She rolled on me. my kids rolled out, so I had empty nest syndrome. I mean, just dude, there's not enough country songs to explain my situation, if you know what I mean. There's just not enough in Tennessee, like Morgan says, right? There's just not enough country songs to explain how effed up my life was. So the guy's lying to me because he just wants to collect insurance money. I had full body inflammation. He says, "All right, I'm going to send you to my shoulder doctor. I'm going to send you to the ophthalmologist because my eyes were blurry. I'm going to send you to the neurologist because my head, I couldn't concentrate." Just complete lies. And what happens, and I learned this later, if you go to your general practitioner, right? If you go to a general practitioner with your insurance, you pay like a $200 copay, right? $250, $300, $350, $400, just depends on your insurance. They get paid every time they refer you to a specialist. I didn't know this. I did not know this. I had no, whatever percentage that specialist makes, they get a kickback. So he had me go to a neurologist. He had me go to a psychologist because I was depressed. Everybody left. He had me going to just everywhere. Then he tried to stick me with the Ozepka pins because he said I need the weight loss drug. I mean, just everything, right? Yeah, it's called kickbacks, right? Exactly. So I'm from New Jersey, Atlantic City. You can't lie to me. I'm going to figure you out. So as soon as the guy, and plus I've been in security for 25 years. So the moment you lied to me, I'm just a trained guy. So I'm going to know you're lying to me. It was just a sales pitch. And all it was just a big facade to make money. So first mistake was going to my general practitioner. So you wouldn't go to a foot doctor if you have something in your eye. That's exactly what I did. I went to the wrong guy. I knew it. And I basically was like, you know what? This is just, I'm wasting my time. So I turned around, went to the best of the best of the best. And luckily, my friend, who is a Navy SEAL, goes to the same people. The best of the best of the best hormone specialist, because I had no energy, couldn't lose the weight. I knew the guy lied to me. I knew 300 testosterone level is heart attack in a box. You're gonna have a heart attack at 55 if you're a guy, right? 65 you're gonna code out. You're not living in 120, and the proof is in the pudding. The soldiers now are mandatory blood tests, men and women. If a soldier's testosterone level is under 1500, if it's 1500 or higher, they get a bonus. If it's 400 or lower, because they're a healthcare risk and they don't want to pay for the insurance, you get docked $2,500. That video is on my page on YouTube. You can watch it. $2,500 is a lot of money to a soldier. They don't make no money. So I go to the hormone specialist, which is the blood test I'm telling you about right now. I go to them and I say, "Hey, I gained 100 pounds. I gained 100 pounds. I look horrific. I got my vitals done. I'm ready to code out here right now." And they're like, "We'll help you." So, long story short, at the same time I'm doing a specific diet called the ancestral diet, which I'll talk about. But I want to talk to you about this blood test because it's super important. The blood test that I took is remote. Even though luckily the specialist was here in Tampa, and I'm going to tell you why I was lucky that they're here in Tampa, because it's all remote. You never have to go there. You never have to talk to them except over the phone or video chat if you want to. Super nice people. It's the biggest place in the world, and they're not going to big pharma you to death. This is a place where they sell cures. All right. So, for example, if you got low testosterone, they're not going to put you on testosterone replacement. They're going to put you on the cure. And I'll explain that. I take this cheap blood test, cheaper than the copay was. They literally emailed me, the docs. I go take the blood test. 3 days, 4 days later, she calls me back and says, you got a 279 testosterone level. The side effects for that are heart attack, sexual problems in bed. You cannot lose any weight. Your body is shut down. Shut down. No matter what you do, it doesn't matter what you do besides going on the ancestral diet and working, and not even working out. We didn't talk about diet. She was talking about working out. No matter what you could work out 5 days a week. It doesn't matter. You're not going to lose any weight whatsoever. That's exactly what she said to me. Right? So I'm like, okay, I get it. I do. I get it. Right? So I'm going to fast forward now. I lose 97 pounds in 63 days. With the information I just gave you, and I'll pass it forward. If you text me, I will give you the information on the blood test. Yeah, I'll give it to you. Right? Here's my phone number. You text me. Hold on. My phone number on YouTube, just so you know, is 813-330-6801. It's on my page. 801. Okay. Boom. Got it? Got it? Everybody got it? So my phone number on YouTube is 813-330-6801. And I'm now starting to get a lot of texts because I get 39 million views a month on Instagram. That's what I get. You can look it up. So I'm getting a lot of texts off Instagram. I will give you the information as soon as I get done with this live. So check this out. I lose 97 pounds in 63 days. Now, here's the deal. I did that with the ancestral diet. Now, let me explain this to you. The blood test took care of my testosterone level, which was in the dumps. If you're a woman, the blood test, if you have heat flashes, if you're depressed, if you've gained weight, you just have to look at this with logic and say, when I was young, I could eat or drink whatever I wanted, and it never affected me. Why? It wasn't because you're young. It's because your hormones are in check. That's why you could eat or drink whatever you wanted when you were young. It's not that hard to figure out. Your hormones were in check, right? Like your kids, they can eat and drink whatever they want because the hormones were in check. All right. So I needed more information because if you've been watching since the beginning, I went on a vegan diet, and the vegan diet was not for my body. Hey, I'll text you back, I promise. All right, so the vegan diet was the most horrific thing I could have went on, and here's why. And I want you to think about this. I want you to think about this deeply. Social media is for entertainment purposes only, okay? YouTube is an information channel, but really they're all owned by entertainment companies, kind of like the news. Fox News Entertainment, Ted Turner Broadcasting Entertainment Company, right? CNN. All of them are entertainment companies, right? So it's all the same thing. It's freedom of speech. I'm going to give you this information. But I want you to think about it before I give it to you. When I give it to you, I don't want you to believe it. I want you to really think about the words that I'm saying to you. And I want you to ask yourself 2 questions. Is this good for me? And why would I believe this? Why would I believe this? And if I did believe this, is this good for me? I want you to ask yourself those 2 questions about what I'm about to tell you. All right? Because it'll save your life and it'll better your life. It'll break your karma. Ready? So the blood test literally led me to another question. And the question was, what am I designed to eat? Because I don't want to stick myself with weight loss drugs, and then they're $500 a month just for the weight loss drugs. I don't want to stick myself with weight loss drugs and then turn around and then come off them and then go back to fat me. Like, I don't want to do that. I want to fix the problem. So I did some research and I found out that you could either get a blood test and go on the blood test. There's a diet out there known as the blood test diet. I didn't do that. I literally did it. I literally did a background check on where my people were from 500 years ago. Now think about this logically. You pull up to a gas station. You're driving a diesel truck. You put gas in that instead of diesel. The truck doesn't run. The truck now just doesn't run. All right? Same concept. Pull up to the gas station with your Tesla. You put gas in this thing, it ain't gonna run. It ain't happening. It's not designed for it. Okay, now, follow me. Follow the logic. Don't believe it. I want you to think about this. This is why I get 39 million views a month on Instagram. Ready? If your people are from an area where they only ate meat, like you're from anywhere in Eastern Europe, the Vikings conquered the Scots, the Brits, the Irish. That's why y'all got red hair. They conquered the Germans, northern Spain, and then they went all the way up, and now they're known as Russians. That's what happened to the Vikings. They're now called Russians. All right, so there's a blood test out there that'll tell you, but also Ancestry.com or what is it, 23andMe will tell you, yeah, they'll tell you where you're from. Now check this out. I don't want you to believe this. I want you to think about the words coming out of my mouth. I want you to just think about this. Say, why would I believe this? And if I did, is this good for me? Because this is how evolved humans think. They just don't believe things. Right? Ready? I figured out that my body was only designed to eat meat, not even vegetables. I'm only designed to eat meat. That is it. So I went on the ancestral diet, which was just meat. Now, my people are Vikings, Russians, Eastern European. It consists of cows, pigs, dogs, cats, horses, every bird in the sky, just every land animal, every bird in the sky, and fish. If you're from the coast, fish. If you're not from the coast, land animals. There were no vegans and there were no vegetarians 100 years ago. How do I know this? How do I know this? Because if you look up any history, watch anything on YouTube, anybody who knows anything knows that the only time people drank milk, the only time people drank milk from another animal, the only time people ate vegetables at all was when great famine struck the land. This is the truth. We've been taught a lie that you could eat vegetables and survive. I'm so sorry to tell you, you can survive, but you will have bad quality of life and you will shut your body down, especially your hormones. You will die young, and that is just the truth. What you have to do to live to be 120 years old, what you have to do is simply put the fuel in your body like the right fuel you do in your car. You pull up in your Toyota, Camry. You're not putting diesel. You're putting gas. You're putting the right fuel in the car. So if you're from the British Isles like I am, Ireland, Scotland, right? English. If you're one of those, you're going to your diet is going to consist of nothing but meat. If you are from the coast, then it would be meat and fish. Right? Think about those words. Here's why I'm telling you this. You came out of your mother, so you're probably designed to eat what she was designed to eat. She came out of her mother. She's probably designed to eat what her mother ate. So 10 grandmoms ago, 10, which is 500 years. That's all I'm talking, 500 years. It takes 500 years for your body, for the human body, right? 500 years it. What I'm saying is, if you're alive now, I'm assuming you are because you're watching this. 500 years back is what you have evolved into now, what you're supposed to eat. Which is why in the 70s, there were no fat people. There was very few people that were overweight in the 70s or earlier. And people lived a very long life, 90, 100, 120, right? Long lives. And they died of old age. We've been lied to. We've been told, oh, well, they called it old age because we didn't know about it. We'd known about it. They died of old age, right? So their body just wore out. They died of old age. They didn't die at 65 of cancer. 47% of the American public has cancer. They didn't die, 20-year-old kid all the way up to, especially in your 50s, everybody's getting cancer from the food. Everybody knows this. It's not about that. It is, but it's not. I don't want to talk about it because I don't want my account suspended, but the food's bad. So if you want to cut your grocery bill down and you want to live a long, long life and lose a ton of weight without spending any money, you simply go on the ancestral diet. So let me give you a perfect example. If the criminal crook, Dr. Oz, comes on and tells you that star fruit, vegetables and star fruit, like star fruit or dragon fruit, is really good for you. It cleans whatever the lie is. It cleans your colon. And by the way, here's a bottle of dragon fruit, whatever he's selling, right? This is only true for the people whose ancestors came from the islands where dragon fruit grew. Coconut milk and coconuts are only good for people in the last 500 years, if their people were from an island that coconuts grew at. They're not good for people who are from, Eastern European people, Irish people. There's no coconut trees or dragon fruit trees in the British Isles. I hate to break this to you. It's true. There's none. Therefore, you can't eat it. You're not designed to eat it, right? So we're talking 10 grandmoms ago. 10 grandmoms ago. Your job is to, now, like I said, I don't want you to believe this. I want you to contemplate this information. Is this guy telling me the truth? Well, I'm probably designed to eat what my mother ate. I probably am. It makes a lot of sense to me that, all right, you're Italian. So I'm Italian. I'm probably designed to eat what my mother ate and what her mother ate and what her mother ate and what her mother ate. Now, Italians, I don't know if you know this, but were the best built men on the planet at one time. And the reason why they were was because they followed the Mediterranean diet. There was no pizza or pasta 500 years ago, guys. This is the only people gorging themselves with chicken fried rice and shrimp fried rice. Pizza and pasta are Americans. I'm sorry. Chinese people don't eat rice like that. They don't eat wonton and, fried noodles. They don't. If you watch, I grew up in Atlantic City where I saw real Chinese cooking. It's 25% meat, 75% vegetables. Whatever vegetables grow in China. That's why they shop at the Chinese grocery store, because they get their culture. There was no heavy people in the 70s. Right. There was no heavy people in the 70s because you ate by accident on purpose what your mother was taught to cook by her mother. And her mother is cooking for you what she was taught by her mother. And on you go until you get to 500 years ago, which is only 10 grandmoms ago. So all you have to do to lose all of the fat on your body, all you have to do is go on the ancestral diet. All right? But your hormones, if you want, the ancestral diet's not going to fix your hormones, not at first. But that's the problem. That's how your hormones got messed up in the first place. That's the reason why you're overweight. That's the reason why if you're a woman, You don't want to have sex because whatever, you have vaginal dryness, you know, if you're a man, you got ED. It's because you're eating the wrong food, and it has, I don't know if you know this or not, but it's really easy to turn a man into a woman and a woman into a man. All you have to do is take away a woman's hormones and give her testosterone, and now she's a man. All you have to do to turn a man into a woman is take away his testosterone and give him estrogen. It's all you got to do, and you see the feminine. You see it. The men are walking around with guts this big. They're walking around with guts this big, and I joke about this all the time. They're watching football on TV. They're watching successful people on TV. They're wearing their jersey with the guy's name. Now imagine this, a man wearing another man's name on his back. Okay, that's some straight high school stuff that my girlfriend in high school used to do. She used to wear my name, and that was everybody knew she was my girl. You understand? Now the men today wear the jersey of the man they wish they were. I'm sorry, I just call it the way I see it. It's why people love me. Right? Or hate me, one of them two. But 39 million views a month on Instagram. I'm from New Jersey. Sorry. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it the way I see it. Right? So listen. I'm gonna stop talking because it's like shut up and take my money. There's my number. My number's right there in the comments for both of you. YouTube. My number is 813-330-6801, 813-330-6801. All right? Instagram, my biggest account right now. I want you all to follow me over to YouTube because the long content for this topic and a lot more topics, how they're stealing your money, the Scam King, all the Scam King stuff, all them videos I've been doing, Instagram, they're now only on YouTube because Meta got bought by the USGOV. They're bought and paid for. You can no longer post your opinion on Meta just like you can on TikTok. These platforms have been compromised. So the only one big enough not to be bullied by our government is Google, apparently. So I'm just telling you the truth. All those videos, like the organ harvesting in the prison systems, all of them videos are on my page on YouTube. Please follow me over there, okay? So, going back to the ridiculously simple fix, which costs less than your copay, if you want to lose 30, 40, 50, 60 pounds, if you want to live to be 120 years old, if you want to perform well in bed for your partner, if you want to not be moody, not have mood swings, if you want to not have heat flashes, and not take mind-bending drugs. All right, so if you're taking Xanax, Lexapro, Zoloft, if you walked into a psychiatrist's office or psychologist, whoever gave you that, if they didn't put you on the ancestral diet before they gave you that, they've made you a customer. You're a drug dealer's customer. That's what you are. At the end of the day, that's not a cure. Insurance only pays for treatments. It does not pay for cures. This is truth. This is the truth. Insurance only pays for treatments, not cures. I'm giving you the cure. Let me explain this. I talk about HCG all the time. The blood test that you're going to take, this remote blood test that you're going to take, which costs less than the copay for insurance. This blood test is going to tell you what kind of hormones levels you're at. Now, hormones govern everything in your body. Without the right hormone levels, the perfect hormone levels, women get old quick and dudes die young. Same thing, both of you do. You have to heed my words. I want you to think about these words, and I want you to say, okay, now the guy's telling me ancestral diet, I believe that. I believe I'm designed to eat what my grandmother ate, what my mother ate. Yeah, I came out of my mother. That makes a lot of sense. I should probably do that. If it wasn't around 500 years ago, I probably shouldn't eat it now, which means Diet Pepsi and Cheetos. Yeah, my ancestors weren't eating that. Listen, there was no dragon fruit in, say you're German, there was no dragon fruit in Germany. So I'm probably, when I hear the lies from Whole Foods and, Dr. Oz types on social media telling me I should drink red wine caps or, dragon fruit, or I got one for you. How about sour sap fruit curing cancer, right? That only works for people who are from Hawaii, where that grows on trees. That doesn't work for Germans. Got me? Okay, got it? If you're African American, guys, I'm so sorry to tell you, you're not designed to eat the food in America. You're designed to eat the food from Africa, which is the carnivore diet. You got it? You following the logic? America's the melting pot, but people have it wrong. The reason why there's 47% cancer rate, and a reason why it's going to be 75 because of the bioengineered food that they just came out with, is because they got everybody snowballed. They got everybody thinking you need 3 square meals a day, and those meals have to consist of a vegetable, a meat, and rice or something. That's all a lie to make you sick and to create customers. Healthcare is now cannot be trusted. It's sick for profit. So it never ceases to amaze me how people will file their taxes every year, year in, year out, something meaningless that means nothing, right? Total lies, but they'll do it because they're told to, but won't get a blood test every year to make sure the only thing that they own, the only thing that they can control, their body, is healthy. Keep small problems small. And you do that by getting a once a year blood test. That's it. This is what I'm talking about, which will save your life. This is the whole life. If you want to take this blood test, my phone number, I'll point you in the right direction. I'm not going to give you, I'm not a doctor. I'm telling you what saved my life. I'm telling you why I'm 53 with a 29-inch waist, 32-inch thighs, 54-inch chest, 20-inch arms at 53. Why I take combat training courses 4 hours a week and also work out. If you ever see me in the gym, Tampa, dude, I'm a beast. One of the strongest guys in there. Way stronger than the kids, right? What's the name of the blood test? I don't know. I'll give you the information. I'm not a doctor. It's a blood test. It's a hormone blood test that your doctor is not going to give you. And if he did give it to you, he wouldn't know how to read it, or she wouldn't know how to read it. You have to go to a hormone specialist. That's what you have to get. Ashwa, what is it called? Blood test of Ashkenaz? I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, man. I don't know what that is. I can just tell you this. I'm going to tell you what healed me. Ready? I went on the ancestral diet. Made total sense to me. I'm designed to eat what my people ate, right? What my tribe ate. That's going to, I'm going to die at 120. Everybody up. My dad died at 63. So I swore I wasn't going to have a heart attack at 63 and die. Died alone. Unhappy. Had a lot of money. But just, they told me I was diabetic. I was diabetic too. I was diabetic because I became a vegan and gained 100 pounds. Type 2 diabetes. Was completely cured by going on this diet and by simply taking a remote blood test. So my phone number is 813-330-6801. Take the remote blood test. Stop guessing about your health. We can't do that. You have to take the remote blood test. Cadillac dreams. Yeah. My dad was a Cadillac dealer. He had a lot of money, man. And he died at 63 because he just ate whatever he wanted, and they put you on insulin. I don't know if you know this or not, but here's the protocol for diabetics. This is it. Instead of putting you on the ancestral diet, which they know will cure diabetes, what they'll do is they'll put you on the food, the food pyramid, which was designed to turn you diabetic. So they tell you, this is what you eat. It was the worst diet ever. Orange juice in the morning, half a grapefruit, right? That spikes your insulin level. Now you have to inject insulin in order to handle that. You see? So they gave him the poison, the food he wasn't designed to eat, and then they gave him the insulin to handle the poison. Killed him. Killed him. If he would have ate like I eat, which is nothing but meat, because that's what we're designed to eat. He was Czechoslovak. If he would have ate like me, he'd have lived, I don't know, 120. I'm telling you, it's the golden ticket. It's a friggin', it's a handicap tag, right? Snoring in the background, by the way, is my dog. So, ancestral diet, but this blood test. You're really, your priorities, if you file your taxes every year and you whatever, you do something and you don't get a blood test once a year, you're very naive. Your priorities are not what your kids are looking for, not what your husband or wife is looking for either, because you're going to code out at about 65. A woman's going to lose all her hair, not want to have sex with her husband. Same thing. The guy's not going to, they used to make fun of it. You know, Married with Children. Remember that show? Al Bundy never wanted to have sex. Why? He had low testosterone. That was the joke. Because he was 40-something, right? So, hi. So, my number, just text me. There it is. I'll point you in the right direction. All right? I'll give you the free information. Take the blood test. They send you the information to your house. You take it at your leisure. 3-4 days later, the blood test comes back. They tell you exactly what you're going to die from. That's the way it works. They're going to say, if you don't take care of this testosterone or this hormone or that hormone, this is going to kill you eventually. I'm 410 pounds and it's hard for me to lose weight. You can't lose weight at 410 pounds. Why? Because you're insulin intolerant. What is that? All right, here, I'll tell you. The blood test is also going to tell you if you're insulin intolerant. How? This is, okay. Insulin has two jobs. Its first job is to tell your body it's no longer allowed to eat the fat that's stored on the body, which is why you're 410 pounds, right? It tells your body, you're not allowed to eat at all the fat stored on the body. When you run out of that coffee and that sugar and or that energy drink, when you run out of that, eat muscle. That's insulin's job. So if you're a man or a woman, you could eat salads all day long. There's a food called modified enriched wheat gluten that they've put in everything, including soy sauce. They did it to spike your insulin level. Let me explain. If you eat half of a bagel on Monday morning with some jelly or cream cheese, whatever your flavor, right? You eat it, it spikes your insulin level. All week you could go to the gym. All week you could not eat any more carbs. It doesn't matter. All week. It doesn't matter what you do. You're not losing 1 pound. Not one. You're just not. Because your insulin level is spiked. That's what that modified enriched wheat gluten is in pasta. It's in everything. It's in every bread, every pasta. They put it in soy sauce. They put it in all of the the condiments have it. They did that to make you sick. Who's they? Well, there's only one entity that approves all the food that we eat in the United States. And they're not doing a good job because we have the highest, behind Australia, of course, cancer rate in the world. We are the most technologically advanced country in the world. Literally could take out other countries and they can't do anything about it. Why is our lifespan going down and they're building more hospitals? Hospitals are getting bigger. Why? If technology doubles every 7 days, No one's looking for any cures. Insurance companies don't pay for cures. They only pay for treatments. I told you that. This is why you go to the hospital. There's no cure there. None. Zero. The only cures they have in the United States are antibiotics. Thank God. Or I'd be dead, for sure. 410 doctors get, okay. So going back to it, you're 410 pounds and you can't lose any weight because no matter what you do, your body is shut down. Now, they have those weight loss shots, 500 hours a month, those Epca pins, right? You take that, all it does is gets rid of your insulin in your bloodstream. You could do that with the carnivore diet. You could do that with the if you're from Jamaica, if you eat what your people ate 500 years ago, which is easy to do, just ask your grandmother. She'll tell you what her mother told her to cook. And then she'll tell you as a little girl, her mother taught her how to cook and what they were cooking. That's where you start. And then you spend a whole 2 hours of your afternoon, 2 hours total. This is going to take you 2 hours to do. Spend 2 hours doing some research where your people were 500 years ago. So, for example, if you're Russian, but they grew up in Jamaica, you're on the Jamaican diet because you've genetically been designed now. You've mutated over 500 years, 10 grandmoms ago. That's it. It's not that hard to figure out. So you're 410 pounds because you're eating the wrong food. You're insulin intolerant. You're not going to lose any weight. You're not. It's not possible. Your body is shut down. If you take those Azepka pills or pins, those needles to lose weight, it's just going to unspike your insulin level. The moment you can't afford that, right? You're going right back to 410. I'm so sorry to tell you, because your body cannot, it's not even fat. It's inflammation. Your whole body's inflamed. All the fat is all through your whole, everything, all of your organs. So dangerous. Go on the ancestral diet. Do yourself a favor. Do not, there's no old fat people, guys. Okay? For a reason. Got it? So the blood test you're going to take, I will text you the information. There's my phone number. It's free. Don't worry. I'm not going to, I'm not sending you a link unless you want one, right? I'm going to literally just pass you the information. So text me 813-330-6801. That's all you got to do is just text me. All right? And I will pass you the information you need. That's all there is to it. It's not hard. It's very easy, actually. All right? So the steps go ancestral diet, blood test, same time. You order the blood test, they send the information to your house 3-4 days later. After the blood test, a nurse practitioner calls you. They do not take insurance. You want this because it's cheaper to fix this problem than your copay anyway. So I know you want to use your insurance because they're all thieves and it's all a scam and you want to just get them back, right? You almost want to have health problems just to get your money back. But I'm so sorry to tell you that this is such a cheap problem to fix. A hormone specialist is not going to put you on hormone therapy alone. They're going to put you on the cure. What is the cure? The cure is HCG. What is HCG? I can't show you the box, but I got it right here. All right, they've changed the rules on social media. You can't show drugs that you need a prescription for that the nurse practitioner will give you, but it's stolen from a woman's placenta when a woman has a baby. That's what HCG is. So when your kid or you went to the hospital, you had your baby, some pasty hospital worker rolled a card in, stole the afterbirth, stole the placenta. That's what they did. That's what they did. They stole, right? Stole the placenta. I'm going to lose your Facebook. So follow me over to YouTube. Facebook turned into a horrendous piece of overnight. So Facebook, I'm going to lose you. Follow me to YouTube. It's the same name, please. And to get this information, all right? My phone number is right there in the comments. Text me, but I'm going to lose you. So going back to it real quick, There's no fat people because that are old because of this problem, and to fix it, you need to go to a hormone specialist, which will give you HCG. HCG. What is that? I just started telling you. It's made from the placenta and the afterbirth of a baby. So if the woman had the wherewithal, or she was conscious enough after having a baby, if the woman would have said, "Hey, where are you taking my placenta? Where are you taking my afterbirth, which is part of my baby, which is supposed to stay hooked to the baby and feed the baby after the birth. It's not supposed to get cut off immediately. That's just nonsense, but it's true. They do it. They would lie because they would just tell you what they were told, and they would say, "Well, we're going to go do tests on this placenta and this afterbirth, and we're going to make sure that the baby's okay." And you would say, "Okay, well, that I want to make sure my baby's okay." And nothing could be further from the truth. Here's what really happens to the placenta and the afterbirth. The hospital sells it to a compound pharmacy who creates drugs for fertility. That's what they do. So you walk into a fertility clinic, you want to have a baby, costs you 25 grand. All right. That drug, HCG, that they give you at the fertility clinic, the nurse practitioner, off of the blood test that saved my life, will also give you, but it's not 20 grand. It's a couple hundred at most, maybe less than that. Here's what it does. Because it's a natural compound, compounded in a compound pharmacy. Here's what it does. I'll tell you plainly, clearly. The remote blood test, when it tells you about your hormones, it's telling you more. So if you have low estrogen as a woman, or not enough testosterone as a woman, you're going to gain weight, have vaginal dryness. You're not going to be you. You're going to be told you need a hysterectomy because of whatever. All right. And this is how the doctor pays their $50,000 a month nut. They're going to tell you you need Zoloft because you're depressed. They're going to tell you all these things. But in fact, what HCG would do, which they're not going to tell you, they're not going to tell you this because they can't pay their bills if they do. HCG literally turns your pineal gland back on, decalcifies it, enlightens you. This is why I have a 163 IQ, because of HCG. Okay? It's the hidden secret how people become super smart. HCG, it's called. You can research it. Okay? It decalcifies your pineal gland, which allows you to stay in prayer and meditation all day like you're supposed to be. Doesn't matter what you believe. If you're not a believer, meditation. If you are, prayer and meditation, fine, whatever you want to call it. You'll understand when you start taking it what it truly is. You take this drug, right? Fertility drug. Decalcifies the pineal gland, and when it does, it turns a man's testosterone. They call it the ball dropper. Turns the man's testosterone back on. It literally levels out a woman's hormones like she's 20 years old again. It rips weight off of men and women. And they give you this on top of the hormone therapy so you get cured. So you don't have to stay on the hormone therapy. That's why you have to go to a reputable hormone specialist, which I will give you the information for. Text me. It's all together. The blood test is going to go back to the #1 hormone specialist in the United States. It's where all of the movie stars go. It's where I go. Everybody goes there. It's because they know what they're doing. And it's very inexpensive to fix these problems. You're going to literally save thousands of dollars, and you're not going to spend time in a hospital, which is most important. You're going to live and die of old age instead of coding out at 65. Choice is yours. I mean, shut up and take my money. If somebody said to me, "Hey, I can guarantee you that if you do this, that, and the third, you're going to live another 20 years, shut up and take my money." That's That's what it comes down to, right? This is what I'm giving you. So all you got to do is text me. The choice is yours. You can Google my name first. That's my real name on these accounts. Google my name, dude. I'm the real deal. I'm not. I am. I'm real. I'm a real dude. So, and this is a real testimony. It's my account of how I lost 97 pounds. Now, I take HCG. I will never stop taking HCG. Why? Well, for a lot of reasons. Number one, I want those super fuels in me that comes from a woman's placenta. I do. No, I don't take, there is no, okay, so HCG, the cream, after a while, any cream that you take, your skin, it'll stop working. Your skin will build up a natural, like men roll on testosterone. Yeah, you could change places, but it's not really absorbed after a while. Your body kicks on, and it's got a really good, your skin is a really good protection system, you know. The pills, I don't think they have pills for HCG. So how you get it, I am a realtor. I'm sorry. I'm a realtor, home inspector, and a security, I have a security background. Just check my LinkedIn. That's all you got to check. Realtor, home inspector, contractor, and security contractor, and cybersecurity expert. It's all there. Go ahead and Google my name. I mean, it's not a secret. It's not a secret. So this is how my Meta account for Facebook got suspended, because they said, okay, well, this guy knows what he's talking about, and so I'm no longer on Facebook because of this. I'm on Facebook, but no longer can earn any money. I don't do it for the money. I have money. I'm just passing the information forward with good content. That's it. I'm building up my YouTube channel because this is what I want to do. I want to help people live better lives. It's just what I want. I mean, I went to seminary for 5 years. I try to do the right thing. I really do, at all times, which is why I'm so successful. So it just comes back to me. You reap what you sow, in mind and in action. So going back to it, so I still had one more problem. Here was the biggest problem. So I lost 97 pounds in 63 days. I had skin literally hanging off of me. I still have some on my ass, but I had skin like literally hanging off of me. Like, it was disgusting. On the back of my arms, my waist. I was gross, right? Do you need prescription for HCG? Yeah, but when you take that remote blood test, the nurse practitioner that calls you can prescribe that to you. That's what I'm saying. You take the remote blood test, they tell you exactly what you're going to die from if you don't take care of, exactly why you can't have sex, exactly why you can't think, exactly everything. You just tell the doctor, hey, I can't concentrate. You can't concentrate because you're eating the wrong food. Your body is now telling, and I'm going to explain the loose skin in a second. I'm not going to get off that topic, but imagine this. Your mind, when you think peaceful, beautiful, blissful thoughts, your body mixes the chemicals to deliver beautiful, peaceful, blissful things. You're getting ready for a beautiful day. This is it, right? You stand up straight. Look at me. My whole posture changed because I'm thinking about a woman I met, right? My whole posture, look at me now, right? Just changed because I'm thinking of someone special. Beautiful things, right? If you hope for the best and prepare for the worst, like everybody gives that horrible advice, your body mixes the chemicals to get you ready for war. Your body mixes the chemicals to get you ready for war. All right? You don't want to be in that scenario, but unfortunately, life puts you in that scenario. Okay, they're going to time me out, guys, there's a new thing on Instagram. I'm going to come right back on live, and I'm going to explain how to get rid of the loose skin. So it'll be part 2 of what we're talking about now. But it's only 12 seconds. So I'm coming right back. So follow me right back. This is all by design. It's all good. All right. This is why I'm putting all my content on YouTube. 1, 2, 3. Boom. All right. So we're going to save this as a reel here. Clipboard. Boom. Nah, that's not the one I want. Hold on for a second. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm almost done. Hold on. Hold on, guys. I'm almost done. My phone number is 813 330 6801. A blood test that may save your life. Part 1, period. Give me 1 second. So, just so you know, Meta got sued for $2 trillion and lost. So happy. And when they did, they literally suspended everybody's account that are telling you the truth about certain things, because through mandate, the government just told them, hey, if you don't shut up, if you don't tell people to shut up, you're out of business. So you're not allowed to talk about most things on social anymore, which is why my content switched to combat training and self-defense for single mothers, basically, or single, or homeowners. Anyway, let me go back on Instagram. It's just loading up right now. So if you guys are following me on like Facebook, you want to go over to YouTube, because YouTube is just blowing up. All right. So let me just go live again. Details. Hold on. I'm almost there, guys. Sorry about this. A blood test that will save your life, part 2. Come on. Why doesn't it just put the number 2? All right, there we are. Sorry, guys. I get 39 million views a month on Instagram, and Instagram is the #1 platform. I know Meta owns it, but they didn't suspend my account on Meta. What they did was they just took away my monetization. They said I was a threat and then took away my monetization. So I'm allowed to post, go live, do whatever I like, but somehow taking away my monetization keeps you safe. Right. Nonsense. Anyway, all right. So here I am, back talking about this blood test, saving lives. Here we are. All right. So let's talk about, if you missed the first part, everybody, I want you to just follow me on my page and watch the first part. It'll save your life. Part 2, how to tighten up your skin if you've lost weight, or if you have loose skin and you don't plan on losing weight. You just want to get rid of loose skin, right? This is it. It's awesome material. Watch part 1, but you don't have to. Here it is. You want to take a drug that a nurse practitioner will prescribe you, all right? We're talking about a blood test, a remote blood test that you take once a year that'll save your life. That's the contents here. You just going back over, but the remote blood test comes to your house. You take it, and then a nurse practitioner calls you from the United States. Nothing's drop shipped. Everything is from here. Okay. It's not big pharma. It's the exact opposite. It's the cure for probably everything that you got going on with you. Right. So here it is. So if you have loose skin and it's falling off of you, what you have to do is you have to take a branched chain amino acid called peptides. That's it. It's not rocket science. What is a peptide? It's what grew you from adolescence to adulthood. It's the genetic material needed to turn a child into an adult. They figured out that if you reintroduce that at 25, 30, 40, 50, 60 years old, it not only cures you of things like MS, like I'm not going to say it did me because I don't want to get fact checked and this video disappear, but I went to a neurologist, had MS, went back to him a year later, I don't have MS. So the peptide you want to take is called tesmorelin. Now tesmorelin, yeah, you need a script for it, but the blood test that I'm telling you about is cheaper than your insurance copay. If you text me, here's my number. Just text me and I'll point you in the right direction. I'll send you, I'm not going to send you a link unless you want one. Yeah, I'll just send you the information on the blood test. So you take the blood test. Nurse practitioner calls you. You tell them what's ailing you. I've had shoulder pain for 20 years. I've had back pain for 20 years. Whatever. I'm 90 pounds overweight. I can't have sex anymore. My whole life is falling apart. They fix it. All right? It's all hormones, guys. All of it. Everything, right? Branched chain amino acid. That's what we're talking about. That's what a peptide is. They've made them prescription only because they work. They've made them illegal. Yeah, I'm going to send you the information. I have hundreds of people texting me, so I'm going to send you the information right after I get done with this live. But long story short, right? Tesmorelin, okay? I can show you the box because I'll show you the. Well, I can't. I'll tell you what. If you text me, I'll give you the spelling, but it's called tesmorelin, and tesmorelin mixed with HCG. I'll tell you what I took. I took the Wolverine compound. That's what I took, which consists of tesmorelin, body protection compound 157. Because I literally do security for a living. Like I can't get when I get hurt, I heal 10 times faster than you will because of body protection compound 157 and TB 500. So those three are called the Wolverine protocol for a reason, right? Right? Does it help with low testosterone? Yes. If you're a woman and you have low testosterone, you can get orthio. What's the one with where your bones get thin? You lose your bone density. Yeah, tesmorelin. That's the correct spelling right there in Instagram. Thank you. I'm from New Jersey. I can't spell. From South Jersey. And they say the English language and everything was created in South Jersey in Atlantic City. Go figure. And I can't spell. I'm right from Tallahassee Ave. Huh. Shocker, right? Like you can't tell. So anyway, going back to it. Yes, osteoporosis is caused by a woman who has low testosterone. So what you want to do is you want to text me and I will give you the number to the number one, actually give you the information for the blood test, which you're going to have to take anyway. It is the number one hormone clinic in the world. This is where I go. I'm not listen, if you buy anything online, it's all fake. It's drop shipped. It's drop shipped to the company you're buying it from. Then the company you're buying it from puts it in their box and then ships it to you. That's how it works. It comes from Mexico or Canada, just like all the bioengineered food. That's how it works. I go to this clinic because I personally went to the compound pharmacies. I walked in, gun on my hip. They're like, yes, sir. I was like, yeah, I'm just checking to make sure I'm not getting drop shipped. I have a prescription here that's getting filled. But they had no customer service. I was like a fish out of water. Like no customer service. I walked into this compound factory. You don't pick drugs up from there. They ship them to the doctor or to the patient. Period. So I walked in just to make sure it wasn't a drop shipping, operation. Like, okay, we're getting this stuff out of the Mexican boxes and we're putting them in the English, I wasn't falling for My superpower is I believe nothing. That's my superpower. I believe nothing. I bring it in, I contemplate it. I ask myself two questions. Why would I believe this? And if I did, is this good for me? And if I choose to believe something, it has to be good for me. And then I'll take action on it. This is what evolved humans do. Every three-letter agency in the world trains their ops with that philosophy. It's called, it is very, very old, but it's how evolved humans talk. All right, I don't want to get into a religious discussion, but it's very, very old. I can just tell you that. It's how evolved humans think. Why would I be doing this? Why would I do the ancestral diet that we talked about in part 1? Probably because I'm designed to eat what my 10 grandmoms ago ate. That makes sense. That's probably why I'm 350 pounds and I should be 120, 150, right? And I'm not eating that. I'm eating food I'm not designed to eat. So the guy's telling me, hey, I'm eating food that my body's not designed to eat. Well, that's kind of true. Like if I pulled up to a gas station, put diesel fuel in my Toyota Camry, it's not going to run. So why would my body? So use logic and just listen. Ancestral diet, 1 blood test per year, remote blood test that you don't have to get. You don't have to leave your couch. They send it to the information to your house. Okay. Here's the phone number, right there. There it is. That's the golden ticket. That's the blood test that'll save your life. It saved mine. Right there. YouTube, 813-330-6801, 813-330-6801. Your message blocking is active, so when I attempt to send messages, it is blocked. Yeah, I got to check that out. I don't know why. How are you trying to send messages? Are you trying to send messages through, like you mean it's blocked? Like I don't know what you mean. You just sent me a message. I'm reading it. So you mean a direct message, a DM? If that's what you mean, I'll have to check it out. I don't think I have enough. Honestly, on YouTube, it's a new account. I don't know if I have enough followers for all that. My other accounts got suspended. So anyway, I'm from Scotland. So what do you think? I'm from Scotland, so don't think I can get it. If you're in Scotland, you can go to a doctor where you're at in Scotland and you can do all of the following thing. I'm not doing this for money. I'm just passing great content forward, which is why 39 million people watch my videos monthly on on Instagram. And which is why you need to follow me over to YouTube, because that content can only be shown now on YouTube, which is the same name. It's right here. Right here. This is it. Follow me to YouTube. It's great content. It'll make your life better. I promise. Anyway, loose skin. Going back to it. If you got loose skin all over your body, you take peptides. That's it. Yeah, low testosterone for men. Yeah, this is the ancestral diet cures that, and then you want to take and go on. You got to watch part 1 because I don't have time to go over all of that. But part 1, really, it's on my page. If you follow me, you'll see it right before this video. You don't have to scroll much, but it tells you exactly. This remote blood test tells a man or a woman where their testosterone level is, where their estrogen levels are, and if you're off, it's a simple correct that is cheaper than your copay on your insurance. I'm telling you, it's not that expensive. The initial cost of the blood test and the drugs, whatever, that may be the most expensive thing that you do, but after that, no, not at all. And listen, if somebody said to you, hey, I got a way where you could live to be 120 years old, you outlive your father and your mother, when they died, I'd be like, shut up and take my money. Right? I'll guarantee another 20 years on planet Earth. Shut up and take my money. That's what I would say. That's what I'm giving you. So here's my number. Save your own life. No one else is going to do it. Trust me. 813-330-6801. YouTube, 813-330-6801. Please, save your own life. No one else is going to help you. So, to tighten up that skin, you need peptides. So you need to go on the ancestral diet. You need to take the remote blood test, which I just gave you access to. You wait 3 days. Nurse practitioner calls you and says, this is what's going to kill you if you don't correct it. And the choice is yours. If you really think that you can eat Chick-fil-A, if you can eat chicken and you're not designed to eat chicken, or home-cooked chicken and you're not designed to eat chicken, if you really think that you can go ahead and you can eat any type of food you want and live to be 120 years old, you got a learning disability. Just telling, I'm just saying. The problem is, we assume when we walk into the grocery store that somebody checked the food out to make sure it's safe. We assume, right? We're trusting, human beings are trusting animals. Human beings are trusting. We want to believe that somebody checked out the bioengineered food that you can't not buy if you walk into your grocery store. We want to believe somebody checked that out to make sure it's safe for us to eat. We don't even think about it. We just pick it up. Gone are the days of the assumption of safety and security in the United States. Everything is monetarily driven, which means if they can make money off of your death, they will. All right? And they do. Every day. It's the truth. I'm not the only guy saying it. I think we all woke up and we understand that they've made it 100% clear, crystal clear, that you are responsible for your own health and your own safety. I think they made that clear. I really, really do. Do you agree with testosterone for women? Yeah. A woman with no testosterone has vaginal dryness and doesn't want to have sex with her husband or whatever they're with, who their other. Yeah, of course. You listen, the reason why you could drink or eat whatever you wanted when you were 20 years old wasn't because you were 20 years old. It was because your hormone level was perfect. So one remote blood test each year that costs less than a copay. It costs less than filing your taxes that you do, which is worthless and stupid. All right, but we do it anyway because we're told to. Well, I don't do it, but if you do it, you listen. You do that, but it's ridiculous to you to get one remote blood test per year on the only thing that matters. Look, I'm 53. All right, if you see me in person, I don't look like the average man. 53, 2 combat classes per week. 4 hours, and I work out full body workouts twice a week. All right, 2 hours each, 4 hours, so 8 hours a week. I'm in very high intensity training. I have a 54-inch chest, an 8-pack of abs, a 29-inch waist, 32-inch thighs, and 20-inch arms. That's what I have. That's what I got. Why? Because my hormones are balanced. Now, if you're a woman and you want to lose all that weight and you don't want to take hormone therapy for the rest of your life, text me, or a man. They'll put you on microdose hormone therapy, but they'll give you the cure, which is HCG. HCG comes with the placenta of a woman. It's the afterbirth from a baby. The hospital steals it from a woman, literally sells it to a compound pharmacy to sell to a fertility clinic, or has it compounded in their pharmacy and sells it to a fertility clinic. This is truth. A new lady friend should be, what's this say? Delicious 7. Hey, Delicious 7. Your new lady friend should be beaming. Oh, yeah. Dude, let me tell you, that's another story. I'll tell you exactly how it happened real quick. So I was on Instagram doing a live, and I get this text message, and I get another one. Not psychopath text messages, nice ones. And I never, to be completely honest, I read every one of my text messages. I do, man. I read every one of them from front to back. But I do get a lot of people catfishing me. I do. I get them. And so I'm really like, my guard's up. Like, if somebody contacts me and says, hey, let's get together, it's not happening, dude. Right? Come on. I'm not even on the market at this point. So she text messages me like, hey, when you get off work, I was working at LA Fitness in St. Pete. But I've been saying, I had my ex-wife, my girlfriend, whatever. So this girl, she out of the blue, I just moved here. You think we can get together? And I happened to be looking at my phone when she texted me. And I just felt like, yeah, okay. Which is totally not me. Like, I already know what time it is with social media, bro. Like, you don't date people you meet. My ex-wife, we met on Match.com. We were together 15 years, whatever. But that never happens either. It rarely happens. Rarely happens. It just, I knew when I first saw my ex-wife, I was going to marry her. This same thing with this girl. I knew it. I see her. I'm like, oh, my God. Really? And she's head over heels. So we'll see how that plays out. Like I said, I can only guarantee 2 weeks. You'll have the best time of your life for 2 weeks. After that 2 weeks, I get no guarantees. So if you don't lock me up with marriage within 2 weeks, odds are something bad's going to happen. Hey, combat training, 4 hours a week, workout, it really, I had PTSD once I got my hormones checked and my body stopped telling my brain what to think, everything went back to normal. And the working out and stuff really takes my mind to a different place. I study, right now I'm taking Aikido karate, but when you're in combat, you use what works. So I know some Muay Thai. I know a little bit of everything because that's what they teach you, like a crash course over the last 20 years of fighting. And I've never lost a fight. I never lost a fight in my life, a real fight. And it's like 96 or 98 fist fights, bare knuckle fist fights I've been in. This is a new nose, by the way. I haven't even had a problem with my ears because I never get hit. My guard is so tight. But anyway, going back to it, let's talk about this cure, right? HCG. I'm not taking it now, but I'm going to start real soon. The Wolverine compound, which is testosterone, which tightens up your skin. My skin's paper thin. You can't tell on this live, but I have veins running all through my body, all through my abs, right? On the sides, right? I'm really, I look like I'm 20 with my shirt off. Bigger than that. Maybe, maybe a guy who has worked out for 10 years, maybe 30. Same body, right? And I'm super healthy, and my blood work is like, I need no drugs at all. Everybody I know is on some mind-bending drug, Lexapro, Xanax, Zoloft, some shit that is just gonna ruin your life eventually. And literally, like, I'll give you a perfect example. I was sitting in front of somebody who I grew up with, and I asked her a question. I said to her, I just asked her this basic question. It was something basic, like, have you dated? When's the last time you dated? And she turns around to me and says, last time I dated was you 14 years ago, 15 years ago. And I sat back in my chair because she's a beautiful woman. And I thought to myself, oh God, who am I talking to? Am I talking to Xanax? Am I talking to Lexapro? Am I talking to Zoloft? Like, it scared me because I'm a trained guy. I'm trained to not react to people's actions, but only to take them in and contemplate them. Like I live my whole life on a 3-second delay, except if it's a physical fight, right? 3-second delay. That's how I live my life. And I'm telling you this because instead of going on this mind-bending drug that turns you into a different person over time, all you literally had to do was straighten out your hormones. But the doctor cannot tell you that. That's my dog. You guys all know Buddha if you follow me. If your hormones are straight, that 99% of the depression, 99% of the anxiety issues out there are fixed when the hormones are fixed. It's the truth. Here, if you have, I'll prove it. There's my phone number right there. It's 813-330-6801, YouTube. 813-330-6801. It's my phone number. Okay, right there. If in fact you have a problem with any of those things, this blood test will tell you exactly why. They're not only going to tell you how you're going to die, right? They're not only going to tell you why you're 70 pounds overweight. They're not only going to tell you why you have mood swings and heat flashes and you can't sleep, right? Yeah, you're on. Okay, here you go. Perfect. They're gonna tell you why you're on Zoloft. This person right here just says I'm on Zoloft, trying low dosage. Dude, your hormones are off. Do you do? Yeah, I do. Yeah. What? So much trash on social media. God. Anyway. So, long story short, if you have any of these symptoms, like it scared me when this girl said this. So I'm like, oh my God, who am I talking to, right? If she would have got her hormones checked, she would have found out. She would have found out that she probably has low estrogen or too high estrogen or no testosterone. Instead, she's hooked on these drugs. I know she is. She wouldn't say it, but dude, come on. That response was ridiculous. And you're talking about an educated woman. I do not make company with people who don't have their lives together. I just don't. Because I'm too vulnerable, I want to help them, and it ruins my life. I can't, right? And when I mean stuff together, I mean their mind. I don't mean their financial situations, of course. I could care less about money. But what I'm going back to it, right? So, listen, these parasites, okay, cancer's not a parasite, you know, MS is not a parasite. You don't have parasites. You know how you get parasites? If you go swimming in South America or you roll around in a graveyard. That's how you get parasites. Other than that, you ain't getting parasites. You know how hard it is to get parasites? It's not, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. No, I'm not a doctor. Thank God, because a doctor would be sitting here lying to you going, you have parasites and you need a cleanse. I'm giving you a personal testimony, right? You need to get hooked up to this IV so I can clean you out. Oh, by the way, you need a hysterectomy, you know, whatever. You need a shoulder replacement while you're here. No, I'm not a doctor. Oh, what an insult. So, deal with nurse practitioners. They'll tell you the truth every time. If you walk into a doctor's office and tell them you have no insurance, they'll tell you the truth every time. That's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. So, anyway, going back to it. Going back to it. What's it say? Especially if you have cats, you know, have it in their mouth. Most of the cats have it in their mouth. Yeah, I'm just telling you guys, look, I'm not saying parasites don't exist. I'm just trying to tell you that multiple sclerosis and cancer is not from parasites. That is some content creating. It just isn't. It just isn't. There's no data to back that up. There's no cases to back that up. You know, cancer's abnormal cells in the body caused by eating abnormal things. They know that now. You know, GMO foods, genetically modified food, causes abnormal cells. They know that. But yet there's a McDonald's in Children's Hospital in Philadelphia. Explain that to me like I'm 3 or 4 years old. Slowly. But they know it gave the child cancer, but there's they don't care. They can care less about you, your family, your situation. They don't care. I'm trying to tell you, they care about this, the almighty dollar. So, listen, man, going back to it before I end this live. What you got to do, you had the 124 infusion. Why? Did you have cirrhosis of the liver or some kind of liver problem? So, ancestral diet. Eat what you're designed to eat. If you want to know more about that, go to the first live. It's right on my page. Just follow me. If you're on Instagram, guys, and you want to, listen, I have 39 million views a month. I do. The 39 million views a month comes from the Scam King material. It's the material on how people are poisoning you, how they're killing you, how they're stealing your life, how they're stealing dead bodies, you know, all of it. All of it. It's on YouTube. Go to YouTube, subscribe, and you'll see all of this content and the content for the Scam King. Okay? Meta got sued for $2 trillion, and they have now their algorithm is now suspending accounts left and right. If you don't say what the government wants you to say, you're done. So my content on Meta is going to be how a mother would defend herself in a house with somebody who breaks in. You know, how you're supposed to treat your wife. Things like that. Harmless things. So that's what you're going to see in my content. But if you want to see the real stuff, it's going to be on YouTube. So you got to just follow me over. It's the same name. Same name. Here it is. Right there. Just follow me over to YouTube. All right? Scary times. I agree, man. So here's my phone number. Do yourself a favor for the last time. Go on the ancestral diet because it makes a lot of sense for you to eat what your mother ate because you came out of her. She ate what her mother ate because she came out of her. And on back 10 grandmoms ago, you got 500 years of living. A lot of experience there. You want to literally eat what people ate 500 years ago. You're welcome. You do that, you've just expanded your lifespan 20 years. But we live in scary times, so you have to literally take a remote blood test once a year. Why do you have to do that? Because if you have low testosterone, if you have low estrogen, if you have too much estrogen or not enough testosterone as a woman, you're going bald, your bones are going to start breaking, you're going to look like your mother at 40 years old. You are. I'm sorry. This is just how it is. And the food's designed to do this to you. Turn a man into a woman and a woman into a man, right? No, the food isn't the same as 50 years ago. Of course it isn't. Of course it isn't. McDonald's, when I was a kid, is a better grade food than they sell in any health food store. I'm telling you right now. It was all real. You walk into Whole Foods now. The sickest people in the world shop at Whole Foods. If you think those vegetables are all real, you got a learning disability. Vegetables don't look like that when they're grown. How do I know? My cousins own one of the biggest farms in New Jersey. I'm just telling you. 500 years ago, they ate raw vegetable diet. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. That's not true. 500 years ago, people ate what their ancestors ate. So if you were from the British Isles, or say you're African American, right? You didn't eat what people from South America ate. You ate what those people ate. No, okay, no, Christian, they did not. 500 years ago, people ate what was available. Like, for example, I'm from the British Isles. It was conquered by Vikings, so we ate cows, pigs, ducks, chicken, every part of the animal, pig brains, all of it. So that's where I'm going to be my highest and best self. So if you're African American, you're going to do your highest and best self by eating what those people ate 500 years ago. It's very easy to find out what that was. It's very easy. It's not a Google search. You just simply ask your grandmother or her mother, and then just do a DNA test. Where am I from? Where am I from? I'm from Kenya. Okay. What did the people eat in Kenya 500 years ago? That's what you're designed to eat. You'll lose 60, 70 pounds right off the gate. You will, full body inflammation, all the things they said wrong with you. You won't need to take the Zoloft. You won't need to take the Lexapro. You won't need to take the Xanax. Everything will go away. And your life will just, you're putting, if you're driving a car that runs on gasoline, you put diesel fuel in it, it doesn't run. Same with your body. If you're from Jamaica and you eat a diet of pizza and trash, or good food, doesn't matter, vegetables, and you're not designed to eat that, you're going to feel horrible and you're not going to be able to think. Your body is going to tell you how to think instead of your brain telling your body how to live. That's how it works. Okay? So, all right, mixed race should go with more than dominant side. So this is what you do. It's a good question. Here's what you do. Use logic. Don't believe me. I want you to think about this. The best way, if you're mixed, the best way is to get a DNA test, the swab. Find out where your people are from. Find out where your people are from. It's all. Because it's going to tell you, most likely you're from, for example, if you're from Italy, right? You could be African American but Italian. You could be, because the Moors conquered Italy, that island surrounded by water, where everybody thinks they ate pizza 500 years ago and pasta. They didn't. They were on a Mediterranean diet. They ate a bunch of oil. They ate a bunch of fish because it's surrounded by water, right? So the Italians never ate all this heavy pasta and spaghetti sauce. That's not what they didn't. This is all recent. So if you want to lose the weight, eat what 10 generations want to go. Yeah, libido. So if you're not eating the right food, your libido is gonna be in the trash. That's number one. Number two, if your hormones are off, you might as well go to the club. I'm telling you right now, if your hormones are off, you are not only going to die half of what the life you were supposed to live. Like, my dad died at 63 because he had low testosterone. They lied to him and said he was diabetic. He needed insulin. All he had to do was go on the carnivore diet, because that's where we're from, Czechoslovakia, his side, Czechoslovakia. Carnivore diet. That's all he had to do. No insulin. I was type 2 diabetic. I lost the weight. I'm no longer diabetic. I'm not. And the reason why I'm not diabetic is because my insulin level's not spiked anymore. I'm not insulin intolerant. If you want to know what insulin does, watch the first video. It's on my page. Just, follow me. It's the video right before this, right? So if my page covers a lot, but this live does a bunch of things. It literally tells you how to live to be 120 years old, right? That's what it does. It tells you how to stay safe. How do you stay safe? You go on the ancestral diet. You take one blood test a year to keep small problems small. The one remote blood test that I'm talking about that'll save your life, that saved mine, costs less than a copay for the insurance. Stop guessing about your health. It'll literally tell you exactly what's wrong with you. You take the blood test, the nurse practitioner calls you up 4 days, 3 days later, and tells you what you're going to die from unless you correct it. Tells you where your hormones are at. They're not going to give you hormone replacement and turn you into a customer. What they're going to do is simply give you microdose hormone replacement and then give you the cure, which is HCG, which comes from the placenta of a woman, which cures low testosterone, it cures hormone imbalance, it takes fat right off of you, it turns you into me at 53 years old. You'll be built like me, you won't be as good looking as me, I'm sorry, it's just not gonna happen. You won't be as handsome and dashing or smart, but you'll be something better than you are now, just let you know, FYI. Just kidding. But your body will literally snap back into shape. If you have loose skin, HCG with Testmorlin and the Wolverine protocol, man, do it. Yeah, sorry to ask again, what's the name of the specific blood test, or is it just a regular blood test? No, it's a hormonal blood test, but I'm not sure it has a name. So if you text me, right, I'll have a nurse practitioner call you, or text you, or whatever your flavor, and they'll go over with you. They'll tell you exactly what it is. I'm not a doctor, so I don't, I know the girl who went on the hog diet and got the shots. I don't know what that means. HOG diet and got the shots. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, man. Sounds funny though. HCG, yeah. It's the cure. It's the cure for you. Well, you can't straighten your hormones out unless you go on the right diet that you're designed. You can straighten them out, just takes longer and costs more. Go on the right diet you're designed to eat, right? Makes sense. Put the right fuel in the car, in your body, right? HCG is not a diet. It's a drug that comes from the placenta of a woman that evens out your hormones, cuts fat off of women, just cuts it right off them, and men. It turns your pineal gland back on. It does. It'll turn your pineal gland back on, which will enlighten you. And not only will it enlighten you, but it'll turn your testosterone levels back on and your estrogen levels to where they need to be, like you're 20 years old again. That's the goal here, to get your levels to where you were 20 years old again. That's it. You got it? You understand? Any other questions before I end the live? Because it's 103 minutes long. Oops. Sorry, Buddha. It's my dog. You guys ever see my dog? Oh, you're in for a treat. This dog is so famous. Oh my God, he's so fat. This is Buddha. I don't know if you guys ever met him, but I used to have PTSD, so I used to call him my PTSD dog. And I still do once in a while because that's why I got him. But he is an American Bulldog. Yeah. I wish I was built like him, like regular, didn't have to go to the gym. He's got like 20-inch guns. He's so big and muscular, right? It's like they took and designed this dog wrong because he's so fat. Not fat, but just so solid. He can't even go up and down steps. Right. What do you think about isolate protein powder? So I live on, I take 400 grams of protein a day. Yeah, Buddha, that's his name, Buddha. 400 grams of protein a day. That's what I take in. So I don't eat until tonight, right? But all day, because I'm really active. Like if I eat a big breakfast, right? What's going to happen is it's really going to shut my body down. And when I talk about combat training, I'm talking about literally hand to hand fighting. This is what I do. This is what I enjoy it. I truly enjoy this. It's an art to where every thought and every move that you make is life-giving or life-taking. So I've been practicing this art for about 20 years, all types of styles. And now I'm taking Aikido karate. For the first time, I heard about it 1,000 times. I fought people who knew it. And it is the John Wick stuff that you see on TV. So literally my new content for Meta, because they just got spanked and a $2 trillion lawsuit they lost, they got to pay. They've retrained their algorithm to literally suspend anybody's account who the government deems they don't want you to know if the earth is flat or round, so you can't voice your opinion on that. You can't, just as an example, you can't tell people that the organ harvesting is coming from, Steven Seagal knows Aikido karate, right? Organ harvesting is coming from jails. They don't want you to know that. So those videos all got my monetary, they used to pay me on this channel for those videos a lot of money. But now, hey, stop it. So now that they got spanked for $2 trillion and they have to pay, they cut a deal with the government. The government said, I'll tell you what, you don't have to pay. You just have to do what we say. And that's what they did with TikTok. They ruined TikTok. Same way. TikTok had such good information on it, right? Yeah. All right, so wait a second. So are you a relation to Master Taylor? Are you any relation to Master Taylor? No, I'm not. I know that if you think that, he's a good-looking man. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so you want to literally follow me over to YouTube to see that content, because that content is fire. It'll save your life, save your money, save your family. It's fire. So follow me to YouTube, please. If you do, it's the same exact account name on YouTube, right there. Right there. Follow me to YouTube. There it is. HCG took notes, right. So HCG is the cure for hormone imbalance. They don't want you to know that. They don't. Matter of fact, they made it illegal. They made it illegal and then brought it back legal because the fertility clinics were going out of business. Like, fertility clinics for the same stuff charge $25,000. It's literally, you take in an insulin needle, you can't even feel it. You put it in the fat in your stomach once a week. I'm telling you, it is nuts, like, how it works. It's crazy. Like, it solves the hormone problem, which brings you back to your youth. The reason why they call them rejuvenation clinics is because they're rejuvenating you back to when you were young. That's what they're doing. Well, that's why it went away. Yeah, it went away because it cures. Okay, so the United States Armed Forces, all of them, now, every man and woman in there is now tested for their hormones. The reason why is because our ancestors, men had 5,000, their hormone levels were like 3 times what they are now. So a man's testosterone level is supposed to be between 1,500 and 1,800. The average person's testosterone level in the United States is below 400. What does that do? That literally puts that man in a position where he's going to cost the army or the military a ton of money in medical, right? So in 2026, They literally just made it law where everybody in the armed forces has to take a testosterone test, men and women. And if your testosterone is below 400, they dock your pay. Why? Because they know they're going to have to spend money making sure that you're okay after your heart attack. They know it. They know that they're going to have to spend money, so they dock your pay. They literally penalize you for having low testosterone. Now, men and women. So HCG is the cure. So now, if your testosterone level in the military is 1,500 or higher, you get a bonus. You get a bonus because they know that a man or a woman whose testosterone level is where it needs to be, like they're 20 years old, is what I'm talking about. They know that person is going to need no medical attention. I'm just saying, man. You can look it up. I'm telling you the truth. And they give you they give the soldiers the same blood test I'm telling you about right now. Here. Just text me. That's all you got to do. I will give you the information on the blood test. YouTube, 813-330-6801. 813-330-6801. It's just that simple. It really is. It really, really is. It's just that simple. So, is it HCG? HCG is the cure for low testosterone. So what if you cannot go to your general practitioner and get this fixed. That's like going to a foot doctor when you have something in your eye. In addition, they don't know how to read the blood test. They're going to tell you 400 is fine, and they're going to put you on all kinds of medication, and it's horrific, right? So you go to a hormone specialist, which is where that blood test comes from. Number one in the United States, right? It's the same blood test that the soldiers take, right? So all you do is you take the blood test, and then that nurse practitioner calls you up 3 days later and tells you exactly what you're going to die from. Shut up and take my money, because that test costs less than your copay for the insurance. It's crazy not to do that. You have a learning disability if you don't see the advantage in this. Just saying. I'm just telling you. You got to call it the way it is, and that's the way it is, everybody. So, anybody got any questions for me? Anybody at all? Yeah. So the food, to answer your question on YouTube, the food is designed to turn a man into a woman and a woman into a man. Now, if you're not a conspiracy theorist, right, which we're finding out most of these conspiracies are true now, right? But let's just say you want to give them the benefit of the doubt, which you shouldn't, right? That the food wasn't designed that way to make you sick. How much is the blood test typically? You gotta go to the. If you want, I'll give you the link to the website. It depends. I think it's less than the copay, whatever your insurance is on your copay. Is it LabQuest or so LabCorp or LabQuest? I think it depends where you live. I really do. It's remote, so they have a different test for men and ladies. I know that, but I will send you the information. GLP-1s, Tazipuride. Okay, it's a good question. So anybody know what a GLP-1 is? A GLP-1 is the pen they stick you with, or the drug they give you that makes you lose weight. GLP-1, that's what it's called. That drug, the only thing it does, this is the truth, for $500 a month, is it wipes out your insulin levels. That's all it does. And you can do that for free by eating what your body was designed to eat through the ancestral diet. As a matter of fact, it wipes it out quicker than that drug. You won't be hungry, just like that drug, and you will lose weight. Why will you lose weight? Because the moment you shoot that drug into you, it dissolves all the insulin in your blood. Insulin in your blood tells your body it's no longer allowed to eat the fat stored on it. So after you're done with your coffee in the morning, if you have insulin in your blood, your body's now eating muscle instead of fat. If you're insulin intolerant, that drug or the ancestral diet takes that part away, which is how I lost 97 pounds in 63 days. So insulin's second job is to deliver protein to the muscles in your body. So the reason why you see the movie stars that take that drug right there and they go overboard, and they look horrible, and it's taking all the fat out of their face, which makes them look old, right? That drug right there that you're on, if you stay on that drug for any long period of time, it's going to take the fat out of your face. You're going to look like your mother, like at 40, right? On the ancestral diet, you don't need that drug. I'm just telling you the truth, man. And the nurse practitioner, they work for this company that I get my stuff from. I'll only let these people touch me. Nobody else touches me except them and my girlfriend. That's it. No one else is allowed to touch me, right? So, literally, like, I fight 4 times a week. So those people try to touch me, but most of them are grabbing me. Yeah, right. So I don't like people grabbing me or touching me or any of that. I don't like any contact at all, which is why I do what I do, right? But that drug right there is going to cost you what, $500 a month? And when it does, it literally, I mean, how long can you afford that? When you could just cure it with the ancestral diet. It's just like blowing money, right? Amazing. So anyway, going back to it, goes like this. Ancestral diet, remote blood test, right? Once a year. You take the blood test, nurse practitioner calls you up. It's very simple. 3 days later and tells you what you're going to die from if you don't take care of it. I don't know how else to put it to you. That's it. Tells you why you're 70, 80 pounds overweight. Tells you why you have vaginal dryness. Tells you why you fall asleep at 5 o'clock in the afternoon instead of 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. You know, I only sleep for 2-3 hours a day. That's all I need. I only need 2 or 3 hours a day. That's it, at night. I don't need any more. Why? Because for the same reason why when you were 20, you could party all night and then go to work. Same thing. Just the same thing. So, to answer your question though about those drugs, those GLP-1s, they're actually now finding out that they lower the cancer rate. They stop cancer, and the reason why they stop cancer, and the reason why the ancestral diet will stop cancer as well, is because it lowers your insulin levels. And cancer can only exist, this is a fact, cancer can only exist in an environment that has a lot of sugar. This is a fact. Tumors and cancer can only exist in an environment that has a lot of sugar, which means you have a lot of insulin. So they're finding out now that that drug right there that was designed for diabetics to make them lose weight is also cutting down cancer rates. I follow this stuff because my ex-wife works for a cancer hospital. She tells me how many people come in there, 20, 30 years old, who are going to die. So it's interesting to me. This is why I do the GMO food. This is why I tell you that just because Dr. Oz, the liar who should be in prison, tells you that star fruit or dragon fruit or coconuts are good for you, guess what, bro? If you're not from a place where coconuts grow on trees 500 years ago, coconuts cause full body inflammation. If you're not from a place where almond trees are, and you think almonds are good for you because you go to Costco and get the big bag of them, guess what? There's no almond trees in the British Isles, where Irish people are from. There's no coconut trees. There's no banana trees. So bananas are not good for the people from the British Isles. They're good for the people from the islands. Do you understand? This is how this is. You're not genetically designed to eat coconuts and bananas unless your ancestors were. Not hard to figure out, but out of your realm of understanding because you've never heard it before, because you've been lied to by people like Dr. Oz. They lie and they lie and they lie for money. None of his stuff ever worked. He took the money. All of them just take the money. They offered me money. They did. They offered me money. They said, look, we'll give you $50,000 a year. Pitch this drug. Do this. Because I'm 39 million views a month on Instagram alone. Right? That's all I was on. Still getting it. And I was like, no, I got money. And this is more important to me because my father died at 63. Is it okay if I just help somebody out without asking for money? Is that all right with you? Right? Is it all right if I just help somebody out and pass along the knowledge in my 53 years that I've gotten? Is that okay? And apparently it's not, because they suspended my Facebook account. So, anyway. Well, they didn't suspend the account. They just took away all my money. They said I was a threat to you. So, instead of taking away my content and not allowing me to go live and such, they've literally taken away my monetary ability to make money. So, there's that. There's that. All right, well, listen, guys. That's it. That's the live. It's Sunday. Bless you. Okay? And thank you for following me. I passed all the information forward. Here's my phone number one more time. Text me for information on the remote blood test. I'll be happy to give it to you. It's free information. Just text me. I will, if you want, I'll get the nurse practitioner to call you. You can call them. Whatever you like. Whatever. So that's it. Join me every Saturday at 10 a.m. usually. And I go live and I bring in the Scam King stuff. But you're going to have to follow me, everybody, over to YouTube. If you want the content that tells you why Uber drivers who deliver your food and DoorDash drivers are also delivering dead bodies to crematoriums and from hospitals, follow me over to YouTube. It's the same name, okay? They're going to end my live right now, so that's it. This is part 2. I'm going to save it as a reel, so go back and watch part 1 if you want, or rewatch this, and that's it. That's the whole live, 13 seconds. I love you, Instagram, and I'll talk to you later, all right? It's been my pleasure. YouTube, give me 1 sec. Let me just end Instagram. There you go. Save as reel. Save as reel. Give me 1 second. I don't know why it doesn't carry that over. The blood test that may save your life. Give me 1 second, YouTube. Part 2. All right. Oops. Sure. All right. So YouTube, that's live. There will be a reckoning. They will pay. Yeah, unfortunately they won't, my friend, because the cross of Calvary took all that out. That's my belief. No one's paying for anything. There's no such thing as sin anymore. And if you think that people are going to pay for what they're doing to people, you're so very wrong. Because think about this, ponder this, right? So I've done security. I worked for the U.S. government. I did security for Blackwater. Blackwater means not legal, not illegal, but right there in the middle. No, I'm not godless. I just know how to read the Bible. Your name is Judas. I mean, really? So I just know how to read the Bible, apparently, unlike you. But listen, instead of thinking about what you're going to do. The cross of Calvary literally wiped out all of sin. sin is finished. The book is done. Right? If that's the case, then how could they pay for, how could there be a reckoning for all of this? It's already been reckoned with, as they say. You're perfect just the way you are, Judas 99. And if you believe with your words, John 17, Father, I not only pray for the ones sanctified in the truth, I pray for the ones that believe with their words, that they be one in us. I can recite the whole Bible because I went to seminary for 5 years. My whole family are priests and nuns. Please read my list. I don't know what list you have, my friend. I'm interested though. What list? You got me interested. What list? Oh man. What list? Oh, last. Not you, them. Oh, I'm sorry. Right. They are godless. But you know what? What I said was true. Like, the truth is, man, they're not going to pay for anything that they've done. They're just not. That's all right. They're not going to pay for anything they've done, man. No one is. No one. It's finished. It's over. The human race has made is if you, the only one that can condemn you is you. You have to forgive yourself in order to be forgiven. That's what the book says. It says it everywhere. It's what both books say, the Torah, Old Testament, and the New Testament, which was written to spread the secrets of the Torah. So there's that. Indeed. Yeah. All right. That's it. YouTube. If you haven't followed me, follow me. I love you. There's a lot of truth on my page. A lot of good stuff. And a lot of good stuff coming. All right. So you're going to be my go-to when it comes to this hairy. I get some really, really hairy stuff coming up that you're going to want to know and want to watch. So